I was born in Moscow, but I remember nothing of that time. I was just an infant when the old world was destroyed in the flames of nuclear fire. I, along with 40,000 others, were saved by retreating to the metro stations deep under the city. Now, 20 years have passed, and going up into the embrace of an endless winter was left to a few brave souls. The metro was our home, and our fortress against the nightmarish mutants who roamed the tunnels. Still, we never gave up hope that we would return to the surface. But one day, a new threat appeared, and we found ourselves in a war to determine the very existence of our species.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Metro 2033 Redux. Apologies for this not being up sooner, but every time I planned on recording it, something just kind of got in the way. But I think I have everything nicely sorted out. We'll get to some of that stuff in a little bit, because I have a few requests for you guys, a couple of requests actually. But before we get started with that, what is Metro 2033? Well, it is the porting of Metro 2033 into the Last Light engine. I believe I left out a word. What is Metro 2033 Redux is what I should have said, because that's what this is. They took the original game, ported it into the Last Light engine, and supposedly tweaked the gameplay a little bit, the AI, polished it up a little bit, made it a little bit prettier. I say polished it up a little bit. I know for a fact there are a lot of people that actually prefer the original Metro 2033 to Last Light, but I actually like Last Light better. That being said, I've never actually completed the original Metro 2033. I got well over halfway through it, and then just because Last Light was out and it was so pretty and so new, I wanted to try it, and it hooked me. It really did. It hooked me so much that I've been saying for a long time now that Last Light is actually my favorite single-player first-person shooter experience of my entire life. So hopefully after the series, I'll be able to just say the Metro series is my favorite single-player first-person shooter experience. The game is very atmospheric, very dark, very claustrophobic. It's very tense as well, so I'm excited to be playing it for you guys. I might get a little quiet during this Let's Play, just because I'm trying to listen, I'm trying to focus. I might even be a little scared and also try-hardy at times. But that's just me. So won't you come with me on this journey? This excellent journey where we're going to start a new game. We have two game modes, Survival and Spartan. Spartan is from Last Light. It's more of a fast-paced Call of Duty, Halo, Battlefield-esque sort of type experience from what I understand. I've never actually tried it. I play on Survival mode, which is going to be classic Metro, at least classic for me, where it's a lot more, I don't know, a lot more focused, I guess. You have to actually scavenge for supplies. You have to kind of be aware of how many bullets you have, because you can run out of ammo and be kind of in a terrible spot. As well as like gas mask filters, so you're not on the surface suffocating because you didn't scavenge enough. So I like the survival experience. If you're new to Metro, I'm going to say pick Survival. If you're new to Metro but want kind of a quicker, more action-oriented gameplay, then go ahead and pick Spartan. My recommendation is definitely on Survival. Next up on the game modes, I've never actually played normal or hardcore. I've only ever played on Ranger modes. When I play these games for myself, I always play on Ranger Hardcore. That being said, I'm going to recommend, if you're new, playing on Ranger, getting used to the controls and how the game works, and then possibly restarting on Ranger Hardcore if that's not something that you would mind. In Ranger mode, you do more damage, but the enemies also do more damage, so it's kind of a trade-off. You also don't have a HUD, at least in Ranger Hardcore, you don't have a HUD at all. In Ranger mode, it's very, very limited. You also have to scavenge a lot more in these modes, which it really makes those rounds, you feel the loss if you waste a few rounds. You really do. For the sake of the Let's Play, I'm going to be playing on Ranger mode, just to hopefully keep the game flowing a little bit smoother in terms of difficulty. I don't mind dying and replaying sections frequently, but I know that's not super entertaining, so hopefully we can have some fun on Ranger mode. So again, if you're new, I'm going to recommend Survival Ranger mode, and then once you're comfortable with the game, going Survival Ranger Hardcore. So let's go ahead and get started. 5 minutes in, let's go ahead and get started. I believe we also have to pick brightness next, which we do. Okay, so this is going to bring me to that little technical thing I wanted to ask you guys. This setting, for me, whenever I've uploaded all my test footage to YouTube and watched it on multiple monitors and devices, this setting, it looks good on all of them. It's dark enough without being too dark. Remember, the game's supposed to be claustrophobic, atmospheric. It's supposed to be dark, you guys. But do let me know if you think it's a little bit too dark, as well as let me know if you think the sound is balanced well. If I need to turn the in-game audio up for you guys to hear the dialogue a little bit better, please be sure to let me know.
The tunnel grew colder. Miller and I were close to the surface now. Soon, we would climb up into the howling wind to fight our way through whatever nightmares were waiting there. My long journey was nearly at the end. But would I have the courage, the will to see it through?
Hey, Artyom. When you left your home station, do you ever think we'll end up in a place like this? Not knowing whether we were about to save our world, or send it straight to hell.
Gotcha!
We'll have to get through the military outpost to reach the surface, Artyom.
Hate spiders.
Тихо. Something's moving in the next room. Open the gate, I'll cover. Shit is always breaking down in here. Use the auxiliary hand system to open the gate.
Now you guys may notice I don't actually have a HUD on my screen at all right now, which is why I'm saying play on maybe Ranger and not necessarily Ranger Hardcore whenever you're first starting out, because on Ranger mode, just normal Ranger mode, you can see we don't have any like ammo counters or anything. We have a little watch that will get used later on, but if we hold tab, we can bring up a small HUD. It shows us how much time we have on our gas mask filter, which that's important, how many medkits we have, and also your little consumables here on the left side. I will say that playing at least in Last Light on Ranger Hardcore, you don't have this if you hold tab, but you do have to hold tab to switch between them, so you have to like listen for that little click and just know what's there. We have some sort of thing grayed out up at the top. Maybe that's you can get special ammo that's used as currency, but you can also fire it. It's like high quality factory ammo. It does more damage, but you also use it as currency, so that is something to keep in mind. Maybe that's what that was. I love this game, you guys. This series. It's so pretty.
Without you, can be like a goldfish outside his bowl.
I don't want to be like a goldfish outside his bowl.
This is the Korolyev performance hall. It's really close to the tower.
And you can see, again, we have no ammo counter, but we do have a cutaway clip. I'm just going to kind of stay back here, see how this treats us. He didn't die. I thought he died. So yeah, we have a little bit of a cutaway clip. A lot of guns in this game will have that, so you do get some sort of indication on how much ammo that you have left.
Let's move together.
But it's definitely, you gotta keep an eye on these guys.
Let's move out. And here it is, Artyom.
Come in, Woodman. Come in. Over. You're coming through loud and clear. Over. We're at the tower. I repeat, we're at the tower. Did the group move out? Over. Well, that's affirmative. We've made contact. They should be in the vicinity of the tower now. Over. Roger. We'll contact you again when we're at the top of the tower. Get a fix about it.
Glad to see you, Colonel. Listen. What the hell is it?
Sounds like a stampede.
Form a circle!
Stay calm. Watch your backs, boys. Okay. Looks it's gonna be tougher than the library. Shit, wait! Fire at will! Hold the line!
We're out. That's not good.
Damn it!
Life was never easy in the tunnels, but it was our home. There was comfort in its routines, in seeing the same people day after day. But since the mutant attacks had escalated, fear ruled the station. I had just turned 20, and could never have imagined what would follow on the morning that my stepfather's friend Hunter arrived at the barricade.
Now, I would just like to point out that I know that last segment, or possibly none of this game is meant to be any form of humorous, but I had never actually noticed before when the demon knocked over the truck and tore the turret off, the guy was just kind of like bouncing around and he just kept firing. Granted, I totally would have kept firing the gun as well, it just, I don't know, it entertained me a little bit. Apologies if that ruins the mood for you guys. So again, I will probably be, I believe I said this, I will probably be a little quieter than usual while playing these games, or this game in particular, this series I suppose, because I plan on doing Last Light after this one, just because, I don't know, I feel like if I just spoke the entire time it would probably ruin it, but I figured there's a difference between having a silent Let's Play and just talking in small amounts. Again, do let me know if the audio is balanced
Artyom.
properly.
Awake at last, I see. Hunter's on his way in. He should have news from the other stations. Come on.
I suppose we can go meet Hunter. Now you guys seen this book right here, Metro 2034. This series is actually based on a novel. So if you guys are readers,
Let's go, Artyom.
and this game interests you to the point where you would like to read a book, I would recommend reading the book.
Alex,
Yes, Nikolai?
the station can't survive much longer if these attacks don't stop. We must do something.
What more can we do? We'll see what Hunter says.
Sergei, have you seen my Sergei?
Hello, Artyom.
Hello.
Another patrol was attacked last night. The hospital's full.
The situation's under control.
Mommy, do we need to
Let's go, Artyom.
long? What about Alexei? He was at the outpost.
Leave him alone. He's been wounded.
No visitors.
Pieter!
Has anyone seen him? The captain said
Oh, that's you.
I hope he's
The
alive.
jaw on that guy is just like,
Come on, Alex. Hello, Artyom.
hello,
The situation's under control.
man.
How are the wounded?
Not much improvement. 2 died this morning.
The Dark Ones do not kill outright, but they damage a victim's mind.
God, when will this ever
Sooner or
end?
later, this leads to death.
And we did pick up a little note, and I will be stopping and reading these. So we have, apparently there was a journal here that I missed. I believe this was something that's going to be happening. I believe it was like foreshadowing. So maybe we'll get it whenever we go back there. If not, then I'm kind of curious where that was. So note 1, day after day our patrols go out to the northern tunnels, and day after day they return bearing casualties. Murdered brutally, inexplicably so. Even more casualties come back alive, but insane. And yet, it's only by sending our friends, neighbors, and relatives out there that we can keep the Dark Ones at a distance. When we run out of manpower to stop their attacks far enough, when they arrive at the station itself, we'll be done for. I hear people talking secretly at the station that it's just us prolonging the agony and there's no hope for salvation. But Sukhoi, my stepfather and the head of the station, still hopes for a miracle. He insists that an old friend of his, Hunter, can save us. Hunter is a member of the Spartan Order, a battle brotherhood sworn to protecting the Metro from any and all dangers. There's nothing capable of instilling fear into the hearts of those men. At least there was nothing, until the Dark Ones arrived.
Wait,
No, keep away from me. What the hell? Who could that be?
I have to say,
it's Hunter.
Mutants don't knock first. Open the damn gate.
I love this part. Just visually.
Welcome to Exhibition Hunter.
Thanks. Now closer, kid.
It's been a long time, Hunter.
Good to see you, Alex. Hello, Artyom.
So, Hunter, what's happening in the outside world these days?
Not much. Most of what I hear is about the exhibition and the undead infesting your tunnels. Artyom, I met a trader selling old postcards of New York City. I thought of your wall.
These are not the usual mutant creatures. This is something else.
What the hell?
Something much worse.
Dark ones. Well, whatever in hell they are, my order has a motto. If it's hostile, you'll kill it.
Intruder alarm in the main vent shaft. They're coming in from above.
Shit. Just what we needed.
There are wounded here just behind the wall. The
Kirill, take your group to the tunnels.
Alex,
Hunter,
we must stay here and defend the hall.
all right, Artyom, quickly get a weapon. Damn, they never come this far into this station.
It's the hospital. They smell the blood.
I was not expecting that at all. Oh my. It's okay. Everyone's allowed one. It's my punishment for missing so many times.
Can't stop them, Hunter!
Tell you what, whoever gave that old man an AK.
Artyom, are you alright?
Of course. He's a dead-eye shot, this one. No Dark Ones here. Just the usual tunnel trash.
Even when you don't see them, the Dark Ones are there. Fear. That's their weapon. That's what made the Nosalises run through the tunnels like rats. The Dark Ones are not simple mutants. They're Homo Novus, the next step in evolution. You've heard about survival of the fittest? Guess what? We lost.
What's happened to you, Alex? You can go like lambs to the slaughter. I'll hang on to whatever life I got with teeth and claws. And I'll take more than a few of your Homo Novus with me to help.
You think you're some old movie cowboy? Have a look, Hunter. 10 soldiers, trained in combat. Their bodies broken, their minds gone.
The Dark Ones! They destroyed the outer guard post!
The devil knows what's happening out there, beyond your perimeter. I must go recon the situation. Listen carefully, Artyom. If I'm not back here by morning, you must get to police station and find a man named Miller. Tell him what's happened to me, and what's stirring in the northern tunnels. Show this to Miller, so he knows I've sent you. I trust everything to you, Artyom. Don't let me down. If we are to survive, this threat must be eliminated, no matter the cost. Eliminated. Understand?
Hunter did not return. It wouldn't be easy to find an excuse to leave the station and travel to Polis, but I had given my word. I learned that the caravan was heading to Riga the next day and needed guards. I signed on for the ride.
Well, you guys, I think that's going to wrap up this first episode of Metro 2033 Redux. Again, if you could let me know in the comments if the audio balance as far as dialogue is concerned it's balanced to where you guys can hear the dialogue, to where it's loud enough, as well as let me know if the brightness is okay. I'm pretty sure the brightness is fine where it is. So yeah, that's gonna wrap this one up. In the next episode, we're gonna be working on traveling towards Polis. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching, and have a good one.